So this is a cockspur hawthorn. So you can see why it's named that, because of these giant needles here.
Yeah.
So this was an urban Yamadori.
Wow.
Quite a thick base, and you can see I started carving some of it.
Yeah.
So it's clump style with 3 trunks.
That's amazing, isn't it?
And I think you're on the front there, Nigel, somewhere around there.
Okay.
Yeah, so they put out berries. They have a bigger leaf than the English hawthorn. I think the English hawthorn is the better bonsai candidate.
Yeah, the better leaves, but
Yeah, but at this size, it's
yeah, it's quite acceptable.
pretty acceptable.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Actually,
Wow.
this may be the front here.
Okay.
But you can see they grow root suckers.
Oh, okay.
So check out this, Nigel. So this is like a little aerial root, and you can see right here, look, a new shoot right off of it.
That's cool.
Yeah. But
Well, you see these all
quite
over the
sharp.
place.
I
Yeah, they're
poked
like.
myself.
Yeah, I've done that too. Right here.
Yeah.
Very sharp. Those used to go on our mountain bike tires.
Yeah.
And they just puncture it right away, and you pull this big thorn out. Yeah, that's really cool.
On it, you guys can actually see. So this is the apple cedar rust,
Oh yeah, yeah.
which affects hawthorns because hawthorns are part of the apple family. And I find them on the cedar side, which is a juniper.
Yeah.
They don't really affect my shimpaku or my all of my imported junipers.
Yeah.
But they really affect the native ones, like the single needle, the common juniper, the red cedar, Juniperus virginiana. Those are the ones I really get. I find the apple cedar rust hits very hard. But it's an interesting fungus because it goes from the apples, the hawthorns, to the cedars. It's a life cycle stuff, so really fun.
Yeah.
Up in front here, Jay stopped by. He gave me one of the mesquite trees.
Yeah.
Kind of really cool leaf type.
And a cypress there, I think, too.
Yeah, a Texas cypress or well, a southern cypress there.
Yeah.
So
Derek got those, didn't he? That's cool.
So I've been tasked with trying to find out how to overwinter them. So we'll check back, and if they're still here next year.
Yeah. It'd be huge next year, probably.
Hopefully.
Yeah. All right.
So back here, I got a couple big pines here. So this one is scrub pine.
Scrub pine.
Yeah. I forget the scientific name there.
Wow, look at the bark on it.
Yeah. So it's known to bark up young.
Okay.
And very flexible.
Wow.
So you can see here, I did this with Ray. We've just pulled the trunk back over.
I see.
So we're going to do it in stages.
So this was straight before, was it?
Well, it's leaned way over this way.
Okay.
So you can tell by all the needles are kind of pointing out sideways.
I see, yeah.
So it was fallen over quite a bit. So what I envisioned for this tree is essentially to have this these two main cascade branches. So it's going to come back and then sweep back over the planting.
Oh, cool.
So all of this is going to be ginned up here.
Yeah.
So this right here will be my leader. This one might be my future apex, this single bud here.
Yeah.
But you can see like a great base.
Yeah, it's really mature bark.
Yeah.
Great taper too, isn't it? Really?
Some subtle movement into it. So
yeah.
Eventually this section won't be as straight. It will be back over here.
I see.
So once this sets, the tension will come off this. I'll be able to tell. Like you can see right now, it's still holding it.
You need one of those strap things,
ratchet straps.
Ratchet straps to tighten it every week or so and give it another crank.
I should have done that, but yeah. So when it loses tension, I'll have to do that manually.
Maybe it'll just pop right back.
Yeah.
You never know, do you?
Yeah, they're very flexible. Back here, I have might be hard for you guys to see. This is a big Mugho pine.
Oh wow, that is big.
Yeah. And this is one that I did the top-down method on.
Okay.
So the top half is my bonsai soil, and the bottom half is still the root soil.
And did you have any roots in the top half, or?
Yeah,
okay.
quite a bit, and I lightly damaged some with the water excavation.
Okay.
But But I rewatched the video, and they said that type of injury heals really readily.
Quickly, yeah.
But a really, really exciting clump style Mugho pine with kind of an octopus style with all sorts of weird branches.
Twists and movement and getting mature bark. And
so still very flexible. So some of them I could use, like this piece is still usable.
Yeah.
But some of the other stuff obviously is
starting to get
way
stiff,
out there. Yeah, so again, another grafting project.
Wow.
Lots of pines, lots of grafting.
You'll be good at grafting.
I hope so. So back here is more spillover, so I'm spilling over into Jackie's shade garden here. This is one of her Japanese maples.
Okay.
It's a pink variety. I forget what it's called now. Anyways, we planted it in the ground. It was decimated by rabbits.
Oh yeah.
But you can see one vein did make it to the ground.
Good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some buds actually now that I'm looking down here.
Rabbits love these maples, don't they?
But it's a variegated variety. It's green with this pinky hue.
Yeah. They're beautiful, aren't they?
Yeah, a Shiraz maple, I believe, is the variety. Beside it is my big Arakawa.
Okay. That's the one with the rough bark.
Yeah. Haven't done anything to it yet. You guys can still see.
Yeah, the beautiful, beautiful trunk.
Mm-hmm. And it's still in the same milk crate. I did repot it this spring, so I sorted out all the roots. Yeah. They're all nice and radial now.
Well, that's a big step forward, isn't it? Yeah.
Because when I got it midsummer, and it was in a bonsai pot, which was then looked like it was just upsized from another bonsai pot. So it was basically spilling out of this bonsai pot.
Yeah.
I got it midsummer. I slip potted it into the milk crate and then let it grow all last year. So when you guys saw it last year, it was just slip potted into this. Mm-hmm. So I took it out, I raked everything radial, then put it back in fresh new bonsai soil, and it's probably grown into the ground.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so it's
roots there.
Yeah, growing really well. It doesn't have a perfect plane. There's actually 2 planes of roots. So once I get kind of the grafts and the structure sorted out, I'll remove the lower plane.
Yeah.
So it can get that nice flat bonsai root base.
Beautiful tree, isn't it?
Yeah, starting to grow. Last year its strength wasn't the best. I think because it was in a small bonsai pot. Yeah. Not repotted in a while. It kind of only put out 1 or 2 leaves per shoot. Okay. This year you can see that the new growth is quite longer.
It's extended a lot, hasn't it?
So
looks healthy. Look at this one. It's so green and really good. Nice leaves too, aren't they?
Yeah, good size. So this is the full size, no reduction to it.
Wow.
So next spring I'll be able to set those grafts and really get it started.
Very exciting, that one, isn't it?
Beside it is a smaller Arakawa.
Okay.
This one, it may have still been on an air layer the last time you guys were here, or it may have been separated already. I don't really remember.
I can't remember either.
But it's a smaller Arakawa.
Is it an air layer of the other tree or
no? So this was from Valley Vineland.
Okay, Vineland. Yeah.
And they have a ton. That's locally, if you guys want Japanese maple varieties, unique kind of species, Vineland is a great place to go.
Yeah.
If you want to spend money. Again, coming out at the bottom here.
Roots out the bottom.
Yeah. Growing really strong. I like putting these basket styles on the ground.
Yeah.
Because you get kind of the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
You get a nice radial root base, but then the extra roots will go into the ground, so you maintain vigor.
Get vigor and.
Yeah. But this wasn't doing too well. I had it in a more sunnier spot on my bench down there, and you can see here they're a little yellowy.
Yeah, paler.
They almost look a little sun scorched.
Yeah.
And then I brought it closer here, and then look at the growth.
Look at that. That's amazing.
And they're dark green, bigger.
Yeah.
So these ones kind of came in the shade. Yeah.
Look at that. Wow.
Yeah. So this was all its second flush.
Yeah.
So it's growing really strong.
So thank you. I finally got some shade. That's cool.
Maples, Wardia, a lot of things like semi-shade.
This is rather large, Connor.
Yeah.
Holy.
So this is a big Korean hornbeam. which is quite rare to see a landscape tree this size.
Yeah.
With the Korean hornbeams.
How did you get that home?
So I couldn't fit it in my tree actually in my car, so Ray delivered it to me. Actually.
Wow.
So this is from Ray's spring sale.
Wow.
You can see there's an air layer.
Well, I remember you picking that out.
There.
Yeah, in the video. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I went. Yeah, this is the one I went with.
Wow.
It's great because look at these new growth down here, exactly where I want them. Right. Like.
Yeah.
Because this section below is going to be a bonsai.
Okay.
Well, everything else will be, but I'm going to try to air layer the tree down, so not to waste it.
Yeah.
So we're trying. We also have the zip ties all over it.
So. Air layer way up there. I don't know how you
it's
reach
tough to
that.
water. Yeah, I get it with the wand.
Okay.
And just kind of hit it. I hope it's getting watered, but I found the hornbeams. They're not. They don't air layer readily. I have another one over there. It's not hasn't air layered that well either.
Okay.
Back here I have some collected thuya.
Wow.
With some amazing deadwood. So this is a big tenjin.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like a show-in size, but then with a 3-foot tenjin.
Yeah. Wow.
So they're doing well. They're recently kind of collected. This one has kind of a tumbleweed like look at all the long deadwood roots.
That is cool, isn't it?
So it was growing in like an open field, and it looks like it was continuously pushed by the wind, pushed and tumbled. So it's kind of uprooted and then rerouted and then tumbled over again. So it's got very, very interesting deadwood.
Looks like those ones in Jay's last video. You'll check those out.
I'll have to check it out.
Pretty cool. Redbud?
Yeah, exactly. Behind here are some eastern redbuds that are just growing very strong. They like a semi-shade again as well.
Yeah. I get those leaf cutter wasps or bees that.
Yeah.
Mine are all chewed up by leaves, which I don't care.
Something's eating them. Yeah. Big leaves. We don't grow them for the leaves. We grow them for the flowers in the spring.
Have you had it flower yet?
No, these are young seedlings from Jackie's mother's garden.
Okay.
But they're great. I'm kind of playing around with them.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got one too at home that I've got to repot next year. And what is this?
This is a Manchurian crab apple.
Okay.
So a hardy crab apple, smaller-ish leaves. It's grown from all the way down here.
Okay. Yeah.
There's a good root base to it, and I don't really have a plan for it yet. Just kind of letting it grow.
Grow and then cut it back and grow it again.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
And then coming down this bench, we got a lot of little mame and shade stuff here. A lot of deciduous, and then some of my more ready trees down at the bottom. So this is a Stewardia.
Okay.
They have really nice crimson bark, flaky, very thin bark.
Smooth too.
Yeah, very smooth. Yeah.
And is that hardy or?
Semi-hardy, yes.
Semi,
this is the Japanese variety. So I leave it. It doesn't see super hard frost. In the ground, like in a landscape tree, they're pretty hardy.
Okay.
So they're kind of right on the on the bridge there.
Treat them with care, eh?
Yeah. It's a single flush, slow grower.
Okay.
So this is. You can see maybe it did want to send out another buds here, but we have a short season.
So it's single flush.
I get one flush.
It's a paper bark maple there?
No, this is a 9 bark actually.
Oh, 9 bark, right.
Yeah.
I think I said that last time. I was confused it.
Yeah, so you guys may have seen them at Ray's. This was a Ray tree.
Wow.
But it's got this great paper-ish flaky bark, right?
Yeah.
Flakes right off.
It's really cool, isn't it?
So a lot of my branches didn't make it, but some did. Two of them did, so it's not all, hopefully it's not
survived
lost.
the first reduction, didn't it?
Yeah.
That's cool.
In front here we have an almond.
Okay.
And a porcelain berry, a variegated porcelain berry. So it's about to put out its berries. Its berries are just fantastic looking. Blue, purple, pink, white.
Cool.
This probably will be an accent plant.
Yeah.
I have a bigger porcelain berry, but it does have a nice trunk to it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very nice, isn't it?
And kind of a cascade and and stuff, but
Very cool.
no real. It's a vine, so there's no real form to it.
Yeah. So you just gotta make whatever you want out of it, eh?
Yeah. Besides my rosemary,
Yeah.
it's actually looking a little dry. Maybe it needs a little more water. But it's quite old. It's got a nice base to it.
Yeah. That's pretty good. You've done a bit of hard pruning on it.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, I've heard they don't bud back from hard pruning. But I don't know. Is yours?
Wherever there's growth, I've got buds.
Okay.
I haven't really seen much buds on the trunk.
Yeah.
So by that means but like I kind of treat it like a pine. Wherever there's needles,
Yeah. Then you can
still
back.
prune back to it. This one is extended really well. I treat it as semi-tropical as well. It gets I let it go dormant, and then I keep it in my heated cold frame.
Yeah.
But I'll do a fall pruning or a spring pruning on it.
I kept mine in my heated greenhouse, and that's the first time I've successfully overwintered a rosemary. So you definitely don't want them getting too cold. Just,
great tree, really nice bark. It has hardwood, so you can keep the gins on it and shards for a while.
Cool, very cool.
Behind it is a little, it may be attached now. Oh no, this is a little dwarf boxwood. Kingsville
little
boxwood.
roots out the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, so they make great little penjings or accent plants, or Chem has really great boxwoods. You've maybe seen them in the show before.
Yeah.
This is a little crabapple. That's a mame crabapple.
Oh, isn't that nice?
That's I've just let grow really strongly.
That's really nice, isn't it?
But eventually, I think it's going to be like this small.
Yeah, cut it off.
But you can see like it just grows. Well, your apple grows like that too, right?
Yeah.
Just straight whips.
Big shoots.
So a nice base, some nice movement low down.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's all, see everything on the wood benches grow like that.
Just grow, It's cool.
In front is another a Boston ivy.
Oh, okay,
Again. You can see it's getting its berries.
Yeah.
This I may show just for the berries.
Yeah.
Or the fall colors. Obviously, it's not in a bonsai pot, but a good woody base to it.
Yeah, really nice. Very nice.
I have a lot of these kinds of whimsical, fun species.
Well, they turn into something nice eventually.
Eventually, yeah.
And here's your bougainvillea, right?
Hibiscus.
Hibiscus.
Yeah, the same one you have. The
fire and ice
or the. Yeah, it's a variegated one. It's got the white. It's droopy right now. This is a drama queen. Whenever it's dry, it droops, but within a couple minutes of getting new water, it will
perks up again.
Perks right back up.
Yeah. It's good to have these indicator plants.
Exactly. Yeah. So I must have missed it this morning in my rush. But
and it's drooping a bit, and the leaves are flopping over.
Yeah, but it's growing really strong.
Yeah.
It's got a good, nice base to it.
Good bark and
yeah.
I gave a cutting to Matt. I gave him to Matt. So
they grow like stink,
spreading all over the place.
Yeah, now. And you can see before, like these are the new shoots they're growing up. But before it had smaller leaves.
Oh yeah.
I keep
maybe
the
change in weather. Maybe less heat and they're starting to grow stronger now.
So this is a tropical that I can't keep in the greenhouse. It gets just too hot.
Okay. It just limps. It goes limp, or
yeah. This is very susceptible to water loss, especially in this pot. It dries out really fast. It's one of my first trees to dry out.
Okay.
Behind it is what I'm very excited for. There's
lots of roots there.
This is a hornbeam forest.
Okay.
Wow. So these were all in the pot of one that I'll show you down there.
Okay.
But I believe they're just European hornbeams. But a great diversity in thicknesses.
Yeah.
Just from the pot. So they're all seedlings.
Great. So it came kind of as a clump, or?
They came in another dwarf hornbeam pot that I bought. Okay. So it had the main trunk, and then throughout the pot were just a bunch of seedlings.
Oh, okay.
So when I repotted that one in the spring, I took them all out and planted them individually.
Oh, that's
to
cool.
create this nice forest.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for this to develop.
Oh, that's really cool.
Really getting into forests, I think.
Yeah.
If you notice, I got a bunch now.
Oh, that's cool. I like forests.
Yeah. So that's fun. It's just in some Pro Mix. Here's a beauty berry, which is just starting to put its berries on.
Oh yeah.
So these are the flowers, and then back here you can see the berries, which go a deep purple.
Yeah.
This is another one that dries out real fast. It's in a small pot.
Okay. Very cool.
But yeah, it's growing well. Behind here we have a couple more quince.
Okay.
So this is a white flowering quince, and this is the regular variety, which is like a peachy pink. There's a little grasshopper.
Yeah.
So they're fun. This is actually a little twin trunk.
Oh yeah.
So I have this first branch, which is the trunk, and then these are just, everything just grows during the summer.
Very nice. Elms back here?
Yeah, 2 elms back here. Kind of experiments, growing really strong. I keep these ones get fall colors.
Okay.
So these were from Chris Hendry. He keeps his trees around 10 degrees, all of his trees around 10 degrees Celsius over the winter. So I went there in the late fall and picked ones specifically for fall colors.
Okay.
So these are Chinese elms that are semi-hardy. So I keep them, I don't treat them like a tropical, I treat them like a temperate
kind of,
tree.
Yeah.
So they go dormant, they lose all their leaves.
Are these the ones Hong has too? Or? No, those are different.
Hong's variety is, I've tried it with his as well. His are definitely tropical.
Tropical, yeah.
I've kept his out later and later and later, and their leaves just get olive. They go in olive color, like a deep olive, and then dry and fall off. So I think his is a more tropical Chinese elm, where these are more temperate.
Okay.
And Jay has one. He got it from the KW Club, which is fully hardy.
Really?
Yeah. So Chinese elms can go for all sorts of hardiness depending on where they're from.
Yeah. Wow. Small leaves on it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, and those have just been let to grow. So you can see here some of the.
Yeah, a little larger on the big vigorous shoots, but generally, wow. Amazing.
Up front is my Brazilian rain tree.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's got a really nice base.
Look at that.
And I think Nigel, maybe here will start flaking soon.
Okay, yeah.
From that color change.
Yeah, I noticed up here you got a bit of a color change. It's even got that bronze color throughout it, doesn't it?
So I think that normally happens in the off season.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah, good base movement, some start of those muscular features.
Yeah.
But this is another tree that didn't like the overwatering.
Okay.
Or didn't like the greenhouse watering. You can see it's yellowy. So I moved it out here. It likes the sun. But all the new leaves that grew in the greenhouse under that water didn't like the sun because they grew in with no UV.
I put mine on the floor of the greenhouse under the bench where it doesn't get a lot of light, and it seemed to grow really well there. So maybe it's just too much light and cooler temperatures are better for it. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be. I know it really wasn't liking having its wet feet the whole time.
Yeah.
So from those sprinklers, I moved it out here.
Yeah. It's doing well.
It's doing better now.
Yeah.
And it goes through hard prunes. So, like here's a couple big prunes.
Yeah.
This is an original prune that I made. This is a fully new leader.
See, everything I read about says if you prune off something like that, it's going to die down the trunk to the roots. But yours didn't. It's looking good, isn't it?
Yeah, like this big one, I got a branch on either side.
Yeah.
And I've never heard that. I always thought that they make those earls really well. Like I see them, and they have the big little roll over, kind of like a maple.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
we'll see.
Yeah, well, it's doing well.
Yeah.
I'm sure someday I'll have to do some hard prunes on mine because, they just keep growing bigger and bigger. And
well, mine responded really well. So.
Oh, it's good to know.
Awesome. Over here is kind of my elm area.
It is, isn't it?
All sorts of elms. So this is the Deciduous elm, the same one we saw over there. These are, and it takes really well from air layers in cuttings.
Okay.
So all 3 of these are air layers.
Wow.
This is the base of the air layer.
Wow.
So you guys remember those 5 air layers I showed you guys early?
Yeah.
They all came from this one tree.
Wow. That's a cool tree now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it.
Look at that.
It's got this one ground branch. Some movement, as well as this ground branch here. I think it has some potential. Yeah. For sure.
Hard pruning works well on trees, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
That's cool.
So so these are the trees I was telling you that I'm going to use to make the mixed forest with that single thuya. Yeah. So the thuya will look like a white pine, and then these will look like deciduous trees.
That'll be nice.
Yeah, and like north on Highway 11, you get the deciduous forest with the single eastern white pine sticking up above the canopy. Yeah. And it's kind of like a classic Lower Ontario scene. Yeah. So I'm going to try to recreate that with the sage elm and the thuya. Cool. Here is an even smaller variety of elm. This is the Hokkaido elm. Oh, okay, yeah. And I have 3, so this is the biggest of the 3 here. Wow. And they kind of bonsai themselves almost. Yeah. But just the tiniest leaves I've ever seen. Wow. So this is I don't know if the ones I have kind of grow like this, or they all kind of seem to grow in the same style. Right. Of like multi-trunks, low branches. Yeah. Spread out. Their natural kind of growth pattern, eh? Yeah. Yeah, that's really cool. So I have the 3, so I'm exploring putting them in some sort of penjing or planting or something like that, because this would be a nice back, this would be a front. And, yeah, they're all different sizes, aren't they? Yeah, yeah, but the similar form. Yeah, so they go well together. Yeah, yeah. Maybe on a marble tray or something. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that. Yeah. Here's another forest that I started this year. Okay. These are field maples. Yeah. Campestry, I believe. Yeah. So again, just hundreds of them, or maybe close to. Yeah. I got a bunch of seedlings from David's garden. That's where mine's from. Yeah. Because once you have a mature tree creating seed stock, it's pretty much unlimited. Yeah. So you can see the same unhealthy variegation, and again, I think it's getting too much water. Okay. But only some, like this, the main tree is looking pretty well. Yeah. And just the new growth, like the older leaves, they are nice and green. Maybe it's more heat stress or something. Or maybe I could be growing them too strong or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. Or maybe they're competing in the pot for roots, and it's just naturally selecting some to grow better than others. I don't know. Could be, which would be nice, because that will affect the forest and the caliper and you'll get some kind of stuff. Variation in trunk thickness and height and everything. Yeah. Behind it is that was the hornbeam that the forest came out of. Okay. So you can see it's got a nice trunk to it. Oh yeah. I'll spin it around because this is the back. So this was the big tree that you bought, and these were freebies. And then I got freebies with it. Yeah. So kind of unique in it, it's kind of a broom style hornbeam. And I think I'm just going to lean into that, because you can see I've tried to put an air layer here. So I have 2 main trees, or 2 main trunks that come parallel and straight up. And then down here by the cut point, I have a bunch of younger trunks that I could form into a broom style. I see. So like I said, I haven't seen much growth on this, so that tells me the one up there is probably, I don't have to check it too much. I see. And it's hopeful. It's been on all season, so we're getting kind of late, and you can see the foliage is not the healthiest on the one that I've air layered. A little yellower. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna check it in a couple months if it calloused at all or whatnot, but it's all kind of experimental. You don't really know until you try it. Until you learn. Yeah, so this will be a fun broom style hornbeam, which you don't really see very much. No, that's cool. What is this, Connor? Oh, this is a fringe tree. Fringe tree, huh? Yeah. There's it's got a nice base. And some good movement to it. Yeah. Really big leaves, but it is in training. There are smaller ones. Yeah. Kind of experimenting with it. It took these hard cutbacks really well. And yeah, a new species this year, but I'm excited for it. It does have beautiful flowers.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Beside it is a barberry.
Barberry. I remember this from last
Yeah.
time with the big thick trunk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness, look at that. Wow.
Yeah, this is the front here.
Holy Connor, that's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah, really close. It could be in a bonsai pot soon.
Yeah.
I'm just growing out this big side branch to thicken it up a little bit.
That's just beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
But back buds really well. Again, you can see all the suckers
coming
here.
right off the trunk.
Yeah.
That's a beauty of a tree, isn't it?
Yeah. Another prickly one that you have to be careful with pruning.
I'll leave it down here so we have
Okay.
some space.
Beside it is another quince.
Okay.
Kind of a mess, but if you look in closely, it's got a really thick trunk to it.
Yeah, it does.
So I did some hard pruning, and the quince, similar to the hawthorn, grow from root cuttings. So where is it? So here you can see it's actually growing through the basket.
Right through the basket, yeah.
So I thought it'd be fun to design a pot with holes in it to kind of accentuate that, or kind of design a false rock where roots grow out of different places in the pot to kind of accentuate that natural, how the tree goes naturally.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, so this is a Texas scarlet quince.
Okay.
So it's got the deep red flowers.
Nice.
So lots of growth here.
Here's your clump style
yeah.
silver hybrid maples.
Yeah, the Freeman silver maples.
Freeman.
So
why do they call them Freeman? Do you know?
I'm sure it was the guy's name it's Acer Freemani.
Okay.
So Freeman maple is colloquially. So I'm sure Mr. Freeman was a person who found the cultivar.
I see.
But I had same thing. All of these trunks are zip tied together at the base here. Maybe we can dig up a little bit. I added more moss on top because I'm encouraging new. Oh, so there's a root.
Oh yeah.
So that root's above the zip tie.
Yeah.
And there's another one. There's a couple there. So it is growing.
Yeah.
So the idea is to zip tie them all together. They fuse together, and then above the zip tie, it will act as a tourniquet, and then new roots will grow above it.
New root base, yeah.
So eventually, all of these will be fused together on one root base, and it'll have a really nice radial root base around it.
That'll be nice, yeah.
So just a little experiment. I like playing with our native trees here. They
I do
grow
too.
Really strong.
I think they're cool. A nice leaf shape, aren't they?
Yeah. In front here is a Korean lilac. So I didn't really know where to kind of go with it. It's got all these multi trunks kind of from the single point, so I decided to do a broom style or a flat top canopy ish. So these are all just letting them grow and extend to thicken up as the new leaders. But beautiful flowers in the spring.
Yeah.
On the lilac.
And fragrant too.
Yes, yeah, beautiful.
Just nice, yeah. Wonderful.
Speaking of flowers, beside it is the coral berry.
Okay, yeah. That's like the one you gave me, isn't it?
Yeah, the same.
Which didn't make it through the winter.
Oh no, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I was ticked off. I had it in the greenhouse, watered it well, kept it warm, and it just
it didn't survive in the greenhouse either.
Didn't make it.
Well, that's
I
strange.
have no idea why.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Well, I've never had it. Well, last year it didn't flower because I didn't. You have to let it run.
Okay.
So it's just putting out these nice summer flowers, and then it's going to create the coral berries,
Nice.
which is its namesake. Bright pink kind of berries.
Cool.
To it.
That'll be nice, eh?
Yeah. So I've just been. This is another one that sucks up water, especially with flowers and berries.
Yeah.
So it stays well watered.
Now what's this one, Connor?
Behind it is a dogwood,
Okay.
a Cornus mass,
Yeah.
Aurora. So it's a cultivar of the dogwood. Great flaky bark in it. And I probably pruned off all of the flowers and stuff, but it has a really small yellow flower.
I can see the fruit or buds or whatever that is.
Yeah, so that's probably it tried to be the fruit. This was recently, not recently, in the spring, repotted into this. So you can see it's pretty sparse, but I'm confident it will come back next year.
Next year will be its year, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It survived well, so hopefully it's on its
Yeah,
way.
that's good.